Hi all, my name is Old Man Harlan, and after more than 70 years of living beside the sea, I have learned that the ocean carries stories, quiet, patient stories that only those who listen carefully can hear. Tonight, my child, I want to tell you one of those stories, a story I witnessed many years ago. It is the story of a mother turtle, her long journey and the tiny lives she brought into the world under a moonlit sky. It happened on a calm night, when the moon hung large and bright over the waves. I was taking my usual walk along the beach, feeling the cool sand under my feet, when a dark figure emerged from the water. At first, I thought it was a drifting log, but the slow, determined movements told me otherwise. As she crawled closer, the moonlight revealed her shape, a mother sea turtle, larger and older than any I had ever seen. Her shell glistened like wet stone. Her flippers pushed heavily against the shore. I kept my distance. This journey was sacred. A mother turtle returning to land is one of nature's oldest rituals, and I knew better than to disturb her. She dragged herself across the sand, inch by inch, until she reached a place near the dunes where the sand was soft and warm. There, she began to dig, using her back flippers to carve a deep, round nest. The motion was slow but purposeful, as though she carried ancient wisdom in every move. When the nest was ready, she began laying her eggs, small, round, white like pearls, dropping gently into the earth. I counted quietly from where I stood, 10, 20, 30, until she laid more than 60. Each one represented a fragile new life, entrusted to the sand. When she finished, she covered the nest with patience and care, sweeping the sand until it looked just like the rest of the beach. No predator would easily find it. She rested for a moment, breathing the warm night air, and then turned back toward the sea. Her journey across the sand was slow, each step heavy with exhaustion, yet filled with purpose. When the waves finally touched her again, she disappeared into the dark water without a sound. I watched her vanish, feeling as though I had witnessed a quiet miracle. For the next several weeks, I visited the nest every evening. I never touched it, never marked it, never told a soul. The mother turtle had left her eggs in the care of the sea and the sand, but I felt a silent responsibility to watch over them. Nights passed, some peaceful, some stormy, but the nest remained undisturbed, hidden under the warm earth. Then, on the 56th night, just after sunset, the sand began to move. It was a faint trembling at first, a soft shiver beneath the surface. I held my breath as tiny cracks appeared. Soon the top layer of sand burst open and the first hatchlings emerged, small, delicate creatures no bigger than my palm, each with bright, determined eyes, one after another. They climbed out of the nest until dozens of little turtles filled the moonlit sand. The moment they touched the air, they turned instinctively toward the sea. They didn't hesitate. The soft sound of the waves, the reflection of the moon on the water, something ancient inside them knew the way. Their tiny flippers pushed against the sand with surprising strength. Some stumbled, some paused, but every one of them pressed forward. Watching them was like watching hope take shape. The journey to the water is dangerous. Crabs wait. Birds circle overhead. Even footprints left by humans can trap a hatchling. But that night, the beach was calm. The wind was gentle, and the moon shone bright as if nature herself had chosen to protect them. I stayed nearby, ready to scare away any threat, though I knew I must not interfere unless absolutely necessary. These little creatures needed to find their way on their own, and so they crawled tiny paths drawn in the sand until they reached the place where the waves met the shore. The ocean welcomed them with soft foam. One by one, they were carried into the water. Swallowed gently by the sea they were born to belong to. Within minutes, the beach was quiet again. The nest was empty. The hatchlings were gone, beginning their long journey across the vast ocean. Many would not survive, but a few, just a few, would grow strong and someday return to this very beach to lay their own eggs. The cycle would begin again, as it has for millions of years. I stood there for a long time after the last hatchling disappeared. The moon was high, the waves whispered against the shore, and the night felt both peaceful and powerful. In those moments I understood something that has stayed with me ever since. Even the smallest life can carry immense courage. Those tiny turtles, fragile yet determined, stepped into a world of danger without fear. They trusted the path nature had written for them.